So welcome to another episode of Autogefühl, a review today of the fascinating new Citroen C4 Cactus, a shiny, bright car on a sunny day in Germany. Very warm weather today, and we give you a warm welcome to our reception of that car. Ja, und für alle deutschen Zuhörer vorab vermerkt, Sie können das natürlich auch alles in Deutsch nachverfolgen. Folgen Sie nur den Beschreibungen in dem Video. Well, coming back to English, we start with a short round walk around with the car, and start of course with the front end. And as you can see, it's a very friendly car. The headlights, division between these very slim daytime running lights, actually LEDs, and these are the main beam headlights, and then we have here the fog lights as well. It's a similar layout than on the C4 Picasso, and there is no huge grille like in many other cars here. Instead it's just very slim air inlets. So overall this gives the car a friendly look. It's smiling a little bit, but it also expresses a certain self-confidence. As you can already see here, we have a contrasting color theme. In this case the bodywork is yellow, and then we have black cladding all around, and we have also white rear view mirror covers, which perfectly fit to this white painted roof rack. But coming back to the main theme, as we know, many so-called soft SUVs used to have portions of the car like this here, the wheel arches in black plastic, or the door sills in black plastic, to give the impression of ruggedness and four-wheel drive, off-road capability. This is the same here with the Citroen, but there is an extra thing, and this is the revolutionary air bump. And the air bumps are here mainly on the doors, so the side doors, and there are smaller air bumps in this area here, 3/4 front and also 3/4 back. And of course the benefit is very obvious, especially in France, in Paris and other large cities. People tend, to park very tightly, to open the doors not very carefully, and the result are dents and bumps and scratches. The Citroen people thought, well, why has this to be the case? Can't we do anything about it? And then they came along with this solution. It's a plastic material, and inside there are air-filled chambers. And these absorb these little dents and scratches, and well, practice has to prove if this is working, but we are pretty sure it works. So very nice here, the C-pillar of the Cactus with the roof rack. It seems to float. It's a very light looking floating impression here. All this C-pillar area here with the opener for the fuel. For me, one of the most interesting areas of the car. Also very nice, this Cactus writing here in white. Well, and coming to the back of the car, again we have this theme with the black and yellow contrasting color. Looks very solid and very safe. One of the main points in the briefing for the Cactus engineers was simplicity. That means reduce everything to the max, throw away all the unnecessary features, little luxury features and stuff like that that only cost weight and cost money. And there's one or even two very special examples how they followed this order, so to say. First, here you notice there are no power-operated rear windows. Instead, you have this manually quarter window opening mechanism, which also works fine. It spares a bit of weight and a bit of money, and this is nowadays is very hardly found, but Citroen has reintroduced this, and we don't see any reason why you should not live with this as well. Another thing is the rear bench, the rear seating bench. Normally in all cars today it's divided into a 1/3 and 2/3 part. But Citroen has asked its customers, do you really need it? Do you really want it? And surprisingly, the majority of the customers said, no, we are fine with a one-piece foldable rear bench. And then Citroen said, okay, we do that as a standard feature, and only if you want a split rear bench, you can have it as an option. So in this car, and if you follow us to the back, you can see it. It will fold down as one unit. Of course, you have this step here, which is a bit inevitable, but overall it gives you a lot of extra space. And as I said, if you pay a little bit more, you can have this division either here or here, 1/3, 2/3. So we are arrived now in the interior of the Citroen C4 Cactus, and I can tell you it's nearly as surprise as the exterior, because there are many new interesting features, and it's really a place where you can live very well, relax, and just enjoy the drive. And it's very difficult where to start with, so I try to explain it one after another. First of all, the layout. It's horizontal lines, and then the whole instrument panel is pretty low. So this gives you a nice feeling of roominess in the car. Other cars where this is higher and where you have many vertical lines, it gives you a more cramped impression, but this is very open airiness. So then, as you can see, the instruments, digital age has definitely arrived here. There are no more analog gauges or instruments that look like mechanical watches, which maybe some people will complain about, but we think that's fine with this type of car. We have here this 7-inch central instrument that you know from other PSA cars from the PSA company, and by means of this instrument and here with these buttons you can virtually control all the main functions like navigation, like music, like air condition, and here we have information for the fuel consumption, and here we have the display, if you want it more bright or more dark, and all of these things is telephone connection here. So it's a very practical solution, and in addition to that we have in the direct view of the driver's eyes this very small display which just gives you the very basic information like a handbrake here, then the gearbox position, in this case here now normal, and then the speed. There's no more rev counter, by the way. Well, we are talking about here about the gearbox. In this car, which is a diesel powered car, a 4-cylinder diesel, we have an automated manual transmission rather than a full automatic. This is the handbrake, by the way. It's not the gear shifter, because there is no more traditional gear shifter in this car. You just have 3 buttons to push here in neutral at the moment, drive if you start the car, and then R for reverse gear. So it looks a bit simple, but this again, it's working, and it fits to the philosophy of the car. But then, on the other hand, we have 1 or 2 items that really are a tribute to luxury in this car. First of all, the surfaces are done with a lot of care here. If you see this pattern here, it doesn't look as it's coming from a cheap car, from a discount car. And also this very nice iron work here that is a tribute to luxury luggage, maybe from the turn of the century. like Louis Vuitton or other kind of luggage. And if you open that here, the glove box, it's pretty huge. And how is that possible? Well, the passenger airbag has wandered up into the ceiling of the car, somewhere in this area. We don't know exactly where it is, but we are assured it's underneath here. So in the case of an accident, it drops down and protects the passenger. In addition to this one, we have these very nice leather door grips here. You have still, of course, this upper one here, the mechanical one. But if you want to close the door by another way, in another matter, you can just use this leather strip, and is again a feature which expresses luxury. So, in general, before I forget, we have of course also a special seating arrangement here. If you notice, there is no partition between the seat for the driver and the passenger. Rather, we have a bench, like you know from old American cars of the 1960s and 70s, a sofa-like bank here. And as an additional piece of comfort, you have this central armrest here, which is nicely shaped. So this is really a place to feel well and to start a longer journey. We have these air vents here asymmetrically. This one is for the passenger. We are missing a little bit a fourth one. We have this one on the left side, but there should be another one here, but Citroen probably thought that's fine. And we have a very sporty steering wheel with high quality leather and with a very relatively small diameter, which is always nice. It's not like a trunk or a truck wheel, steering wheel, but it's a really sporty one with good leather and a small airbag compartment here. So overall, the interior designers, by the way, was a German guy who was in charge of interior, did an amazing job, and I think this interior is a new benchmark in the compact segment. So driving in the Citroen C4 Cactus is what we expected from the interior at a standstill, from the very relaxed atmosphere, and this relaxed atmosphere continues during the drive. We sit a little bit higher than in a standard sedan, not as high as in an SUV, but a little bit higher, and that complements the very good round visibility, and the feeling of airiness is very obvious, and together with the higher seating position, it's a good drive. By the way, it's not that easy to say if this is an SUV or if it is a crossover. You can probably most compare it to the Skoda Yeti. There's a similar proportion and similar size car, equipped, by the way, with four-wheel drive. This one is only front-wheel drive, at least for the moment. And the engines are 3-cylinder petrols and 4-cylinder diesels with CO2 emissions down to 82 and 98 gram per kilometer. The steering is not as in a sports car, but it's good enough to give you a comfortable feeling and a safe feeling. And in general, we believe that this car will be a major success in France anyway, but also in Germany and other larger European countries. Sales start in September. So that was all for today, our latest episode from Autogefühl, and let me tell you that we always appreciate your comments, and we are very glad to hear your opinion on our episodes, on our driving tests. So please enter Autogefühl if you like, and let's stay in touch, and hopefully we meet again pretty soon for another episode at Autogefühl. Bye bye!